Hey Toon Fanatics, and welcome to Toon Corner. And today we'll be talking more about the forgotten toons. Today we'll be talking about 3 forgotten toons that actually have been part of animation history throughout the 1930s, but unfortunately barely got any recognition at all. One of them being Kiko the Kangaroo from the Terry Toon Studio. Before Paul Terry made characters like Gandy Goose and Mighty Mouse, back then Paul Terry had Farmer Alfalfa. In order to compete with different toon animals from the late 20s to early 30s, Paul Terry decided to do Kiko the Kangaroo because there were literally not a whole lot of kangaroo toon stars. And what made Kiko the Kangaroo an interesting character is that even though he had like a really short career, he actually had his own merchandise. Mostly being like plush toys, for example. The next forgotten toon is Cubby Bear from the Van Buren Studio. Van Buren was trying really hard to compete with Disney, but they weren't really much of a competition to Disney or the Fleischer Brothers for that matter. So, when they've made a whole lot of different characters, one of them being Cubby Bear, which is almost really close to Mickey Mouse, except with a few differences. Mostly being Cubby Bear being more fuzzy, having smaller ears, his nose is more olive-shaped, and he has no buttons on his shorts. Unfortunately, just like all the other Van Buren characters, Cubby Bear didn't have much time in the spotlight. And the last forgotten toon we'll talk about today is named Scrappy from the Charles Mintz Studio. After Walter Lantz became in charge of the Oswald cartoons, Charles Mintz didn't have a whole lot of characters, but they had Crazy Cat, which is based off of the Crazy Cats comics from the 1910s. So Charles Mintz and his crew came up with Scrappy, and he's basically a really small, tough little guy. And what made him an interesting character is that he actually had a really decent career. I mean, he lasted long throughout most of the 1930s and made his last cartoon in 1941. Unfortunately, Scrappy never became popular at the time like Mickey Mouse, Popeye, and Porky Pig, for example, and never received enough recognition, just like all the other forgotten toons. And the question of the day is, which forgotten toon were you surprised about? Just let me know in the comments down below. Feel free to leave a request. And I'll see you next time in Toon Corner.